though is give you the quick tour of the C8. I could go blah, 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 and all you're doing is looking at the pretty card. You agree?
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't we, since it is the convertible, small little thing. Do you know that we actually have two convertibles? Because the coupe is a convertible, right? You just have to take the roof off it. But let's do the pretty side of it and make sure we can see this lovely thing in action. Again, this is pre-production, all that kind of idea. We want to make sure I'm just going to work it perfectly. It might be because the vehicle's on. Might do it from inside. Give me 1 second. A couple things to notice. One, I'm 6'3".
I'm 54 years old.
Shut up. I'm 6'3". This is the first Corvette I've sat in and went, wow, there's a lot of room in here. Seat track goes back further, it angles back further, and so on. So even your tall customers will fit even better. Now I said earlier, even the coupe is a convertible, because anytime you don't have something across the top, it's effectively convertible, but you're just storing the top in the back. This convertible, obviously outstanding, beautiful. You can move the window up separately as well. So if it's a windy day, it helps to give you that block, all that neat stuff. But the reason I'm making that note that the coupe is a convertible too, is that means we didn't have to add any extra structure to the vehicle on a convertible to make sure it's stiff. It's the stiffest Corvette we've ever made. Well, you can actually see guys, be careful on please don't touch the car. And I'm only saying that like underneath that's okay. We want to make sure that it is perfect for every customer coming in here as well, right? Here's the one thing. The structure is in there. We only had to add a little less than 100 pounds to make this into a convertible, and all that, the motor and all that. And you can see the hardtop, which is outstanding. We don't have to worry about the canvas and all that. It just stays that premium supercar kind of look. But the structure, you can see it right in the middle as well. That creates that jet fighter cockpit there, but a lot of the structure of the vehicle make it incredibly stiff is actually right there. But when you're sitting in it, it is mind-blowing how it just makes you feel like I'm going for a drive, all that kind of neat stuff, right? So beautiful, all the little touches and so on and so forth. Now, I mentioned about that Z mode. What was that again?
Zora.
Okay. Now, what does it do?
Makes you go wild.
Yeah. But here's the one thing. We have all different drive modes, normal, sport, etc. There's also My Mode in this vehicle. My Mode is the one you set up. You like it tighter in the steering, all the other things you can set up on there. My Mode will work on a key cycle. So it'll stay in that mode. If that's the one that you like, it'll stay in that mode. That Z mode, or Z mode, take your pick on whatever side of the border you're from, okay, is actually you're driving home and there's that road that you see and you're like, I want to really rock this corner. You just simply tap the button and now you can put it into your other customized mode, which could be that wicked tight, oh my, this is amazing mode kind of idea, right? That makes sense. Now I want you to look at the steering wheel for a second. It's not square. It's not a circle. It's flat on the bottom. It's flat in the top. Part of the reason there is flat in the bottom to give you the leg motion to help you get in and out. But also if you flatten it here, you get perfect view of your IP, but you also get a perfect view of the road in front of you, okay? That's great. Now, it's not a square, it's not a circle, it's something else. The engineers have a name for it. Do you know what it is? Anyone know what it is? You'd have to know this, wouldn't you?
Flat bottom.
No, because it's flat topped as well.
Flat top too.
It's not a square, it's not a circle. You know what the engineers call it? A squircle. Literally. It's a squircle. Let's play some other games. What's this called up front here? It's called a frunk.
Frunk, yeah.
It's the front trunk. It's a frunk. Okay? Fun things like that. What I'm going to do right now, though, is, before I forget, do we got the names? We got the names. Who's my group leader? You got the bucket of names? No? Okay, we'll figure it out. You got a bucket of names? You do. Let's get there. Pull a name. Since you guys are here, paying attention.
No, not that one.
Drums.
from Frost. Is it Jan or Jan? Right in front of me? Okay, easy. We'll put you back in there. All right, so a whole bunch of cool things. Now, aerodynamics is a big part of this vehicle, yes? Everywhere you look, there's an intake of some kind that goes through a heat exchanger to keep everything cool, which is outstanding. But everyone knows the cool thing, right? If you're going towards a speed bump or anything like that, what can you do?
Raise
You
the
can hit a
front.
button inside there, and it actually lifts the front by 2 inches. Every time you do that, though, are you guys with me here?
Records it in
Every time you
GPS.
do that, it'll pop up and says, would you like me to memorize this spot? And it memorizes it by GPS on exact where it is. You know how many spots it'll memorize? Who said it? 1,000. 1,000 spots. Okay? So basically your home driveway or whatever, every time you go near that spot, it'll automatically lift for you. That's just cool. Okay? So there's a lot of that kind of stuff that's in there. No, it shouldn't be. Okay? Yeah, because basically you'll be hitting the button, so it should be done back. Okay? So, again, lots of neat things. Now, this is also the first time we've used a dual clutch transmission in this vehicle. Why?
Crisp and precise shifting. Fast shifting.
Yeah, I'll make it real easy. It says fast shifting. The reason why, dual clutch simply means there's two of them, right? One is for even gears, one is for odd gears. And here's the reality. Anytime you shift gears, you're actually slowing down. So what happens with a dual clutch, when one's engaged and it's about to shift to the other one, it keeps this one on and then turns that one, so it's an immediate millisecond shift, and it will not slow down when you're accelerating. So for any of those people that say, oh, I want a manual, all that kind of idea, dual clutch is a great story on there, but don't forget the paddles. Because as you're going around that corner, you quickly tap down and you hear it grumble, and it's like, it is unreal. The people who wanted that manual side are still going to have that feeling of rowing their own gears just on here, like every other supercar does. Okay, so lots of cool elements in there. A couple small little things. We'll talk about the front. You can get customized luggage for it as well, which is cool. But you'll notice the size. If anyone's ever asking, basically speaking, if it fits in the overhead bins on a plane, it fits in here. Okay, so even though they went mid-engine in the back, okay, it actually will fit in there. And now we also have the actual trunk. You want to just, we'll just lift that one up a little bit there. Just very careful with your fingers. Yep, thank you. Okay. And you look inside there, it is big enough for a golf bag as well. Okay, which is the nice part. It's not going to be your gigantic cart bag that you take with all your beers and stuff like that inside. It'll be your carry bag, but it does fit in there. Because I got to tell you this one thing. To get into a supercar that goes under 3 seconds, the number one reason for buying is not luggage, right? But when you say that you can actually go on a weekend trip with this, they go, tell me more, right? It's not just that toy they take out on a Saturday but can't actually go places on, right? So you get all that cool stuff. So look around. I'm going to give you a couple minutes at the end to take pictures, but I want to bring you over to Trailblazer here, okay? Come on over this way.